Hey everyone, today I'll be sharing about CCTP, an open source library of specialized instructions that you can plug into any AI tooling of your choice, Claude, Codex, Cursor, and so on, so that they have the best practice guidance for interacting with CCTP products. And we're talking about everything from sending USDC payments, or cross-chain transfers, or unifying USDC balances, using wallets, contracts, and so on. So why bother with a skill instead of a standard prompt? Well, the context you give your AI agent is just as important as the code it generates. Without skills, the LLM is basically guessing. It might not know the difference between bridge USDC or native USDC, or when to use gateway or CCTP. By using CCTP, you are teaching your AI agent how to use CCTP products the right way. For example, if I prompt my AI agent that I want to create an application to move USDC from one chain to another, it should be smart enough to use CCTP, because that's the best way to move native USDC. So fingers crossed, let me show you a demo on how to use CCTP. So I'll be using Claude code for this demo. In this repository, there's a README you can have a look, and it will teach you how to go ahead and install CCTP on the AI tooling of your choice. So in this case, I've already installed the skills, but the code to run is called plugin marketplace at CCTP skills. So if I run that in here, it should say that I have already installed it, but if it has not, it will tell you to install. And then the second command, which is to install the CCTP. So once you have installed the CCTP, if it's not showing up, you may need to refresh the AI tooling by going out and coming back in. If not, you are able to actually view the skills by invoking Circle, and you can actually browse through in this terminal by looking at all the available skills right now, or in the repository itself. So you can see that we have a use USDC skill to tell your agent how to use USDC on the various supported chains, how to bridge USDC using the underlying protocol CCTP, and the bridge kit SDK, the various wallets that we have, developer controlled, modular wallets, user controls, gateway to unify USDC balance, and CCTP contracts if you want to deploy templates like ERC20, 721, 1155 and manage these contracts. So these are all the available skills right now. It's going to grow ever more. But let's say in this demo, I want to say use CCTP skills. So now it's going to know that, okay, I'm going to look for this available CCTP skills. Create for me a simple application or scripts to move USDC from Ethereum, Sepolia to testnet using CCTP developer control wallets. Let's say in particular, what else? Let's create also a script that creates two wallets, one on the source, one on the destination, and I already have the CCTP key and entity secret. Now your prompt doesn't have to be as detailed as mine, but the more detailed your prompt is, the more accurate your LLM is able to produce the result that you want it to produce. So now it is smart enough to invoke the skills, CCTP bridge stablecoin, which is to use the bridge kit SDK to move USDC, which is correct, and the developer control wallets skill, so as to know what information I need, what information the AI tooling need to create this application. So it's not randomly guessing, it's reading the references that we provide, so that it knows exactly where to look for. So now, if I were to open up the encode editor of my choice, in this case Cursor, it's going to start populating the various files. First, it's going to install the dependencies, the developer control wallets, the bridge kit, the adapter needed for the bridge kit, which is Circle Wallets. And it's going to do the project scaffolding. You can see under package.json. You can actually see it, but I'm not going to open it for now. You can see the node modules has already been installed. I'm going to expand this a little bit more. I'm going to see in the package.json, indeed the dependencies have been listed correctly. I'm going to allow all edits here. Now it's going to do the scaffolding. It's going to give me an environment example file. And it's going to create two scripts. One is create wallets and the other is bridge USDC. Seems about right. So let's see the code it generates. It's going to create a folder called source. And it should have two scripts within source, which is to create wallets and the second to bridge USDC. So let's have a look at create wallets. It's going to initialize the client by taking the API key and entity secret that is correct. It's going to first create a wallet set, and it's going to create a wallet first on Ethereum Sepolia and second on Arc Testnet, both a smart contract account. That seems about correct. And for bridge USDC, it's going to take in the two dependencies, bridge kit and Circle Wallets adapter, and it will monitor all the various events from a CCTP, from approve to burn to fetching attestation and minting. And it says here after initializing the adapter, it's going to use the bridge function to move USDC from Ethereum Sepolia to Arc Testnet. So let's see the output from Claude. No type errors. First, okay, copy the environment example file. I'm going to paste it. And then I'm going to grab my API key. And then I'm going to grab my entity secret. So it's telling me to first, after putting my API key entity secret, to first run npm run create wallet. So I'm going to copy the command. I'm going to paste it here. It's going to create a wallet set. It's going to create the two wallets that I want them to create. First on Ethereum Sepolia and on Arc Testnet. Great. So now the third step is to fund the source wallet. So fun fact, go into console, our Circle console, and we have a faucet here. You can fund your wallet with not just USDC and EURC, but also the native token. So in this case, I'm going to grab my wallet ID. I'm going to paste it here. Click add funds, and you can see I can also fund it with ETH Sepolia. So the reason why I'm funding this is whenever you make a transaction on a chain that is not Arc Testnet, you're using their native gas token, in this case ETH. So that's why I'm funding it with Ethereum Sepolia, the ETH. So source wallet address, I'm going to grab my source wallet address. I'm going to populate my environment variable file, destination address. The bridge amount, I'm just going to leave it to 1. Since I've already funded it with 20, so 1 should be sufficient. I'm going to go back and see my Claude to tell me what I need to do. So after funding the source wallet, I need to run the npm run bridge USDC. So this uses a bridge kit. The Circle Wallets adapter to move using the underlying protocol CCTP from Ethereum Sepolia to Arc Testnet. Seems to be correct. So I'm going to run the command npm run bridge USDC. So now it's trying to bridge. And now it has an error, sufficient gas funds on Arc Testnet. So let's try to fund my wallet. I think it's because it's lazily deployed. So I do need to fund my wallet. I'm going to go back to the faucet, paste it here. I'm going to fund it with USDC just to initialize this wallet. I'm going to my cursor, wait for a few moments and try again. Seems to be working. Fingers crossed. I'm trying to bridge one USDC from Ethereum Sopelia to Arc testnet. The reason why it might be taking too long is because transactions finalized on Ethereum, it takes longer than it is on chains like Arc. So yeah, that is why it may be taking so long. So I'm just going to see, oh, it has been approved. Seems to be giving a transaction hash, so maybe we could have a look here in Sopelia Etherscan. Oh, there is a transaction that is currently being indexed. So if I were to refresh this, oh, it is successful. We have first caught approved. And after approved, we do need to burn the USDC. So let's have a look here. I'm going to click burned. If I were to refresh this after a few more moments, still trying to be indexed. You can see that we have burned successfully on Ethereum Sopelia 1 USDC. Oh, bridge has been completed successfully. So after, burning, it went pretty quickly because the next step is testing and minting on the destination chain, in this case, Arc testnet. So you can see that has been approved, burned, fetched successfully attestation, and mint successfully. If I will open Arc testnet, you can see here that it has successfully received 1 USDC. So that is how simple it is for you to use Circle Skills to create an application with the knowledge of Circle products. I highly encourage everyone to try. The repository is circlefin/skills. It is open source. So if you do want to contribute, you can open a PR, or if you're interested to know, to have us create any skills, let us know as well. And well, happy building. Thanks.